how's it going? Today we are going to be talking about an audiobook I just finished. It was so good that I wanted to go ahead and do a video right away so I didn't lose out on my thoughts of it. And that audiobook is Overdue, a Library System Reset Book 1. This is written by Katie Hanna, performed by Andrea Parsno, and the audiobook length is 14 hours and 34 minutes long. And so today we're going to go ahead and I'm going to give you a little bit of my thoughts about it, what I liked, what I didn't like about the book, what I could see others enjoying and others maybe not enjoying. So yeah, let's just go ahead and dive into it and talk about this personally amazing book. So this book is about a character named Quinn. She is living a normal life at the beginning of this book until she is ripped from her world by the Library of Everything. And she's sent off through the universe to this place where it's just a massive library because they need a new librarian and they have just a broken system and they're running on low power. And if they totally deplete, they just blink out of existence, which would cause a lot of problems. And so Quinn is there, that they've like their last hope to bring back the library in its full glory, get all the books returned, deal with bookworms, deal with overdue books and returns, and just getting the library back up and running and gathering the magical power, because in this series, the library filters like chaotic raw magic into usable, safe magic. And so this was just a really cool series, a really cool book, and I'm just really excited about the next one. When I first saw it as like a pre-order option and reading it and looking at the description, I was very much like, this is just right up my alley. This is like cozy, easy, low stakes, but like not as intense as some audiobook lit RPG books are. But I just love this book. It's just awesome. It was all about it's about just this girl that gets isekai'd into a huge library, and that she has to become the librarian to basically save it. And it's just like about being cozy with books, fighting off enemies, and finding lost books and returning them to the library. It was very much like, I don't know, it's not cozy because there's a lot of fighting. No, not a lot of fighting, but there's like a lot of fighting, a lot of like making sure, she stays alive. And because if she like dies or anything, the library is pretty much screwed. So it's not quite cozy, but it's not quite like, for my example, Primal Hunter, for those that know that series, not like, fighting every single second of the audiobook where you're just like, pow, 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 pow. No, it's like, you just get this nice warm feeling of, like, oh, reading books. Oh, look at the magic. Oh, what it does. And just like, the state of things and how you just got to keep moving and moving and moving and like return books, process them. Oh, there's this thing that's happening. Oh no, something's malfunctioning. Well, we got to fix that, and let's like get the team together. But yeah, there's a lot of adorable characters that you will run into in this series that Quinn is introduced to. She's introduced to a talking furniture that is a creature, Lynx, which is a manifestation of the library, and it's like this shape-shifting cat that talks. And who doesn't love a shape-shifting cat that talks? So in this little jumbled summary of like what the book starts as, but this is just an adorable book. I just love it. And Andrea Parsno did a fantabulous job narrating it. So as you come into knowing where Quinn starts, she gets pulled into the library, and that she has to be like, you're my only hope kind of situation, and that she has to start fixing everything. And as she fixes everything, she's introduced to other characters that can help her fix the library. She has to go find books, and then as she goes ahead and find books, she has to go ahead and deal with like monsters, traps. She is constantly running into like situations where she just needs to know a little bit more, know to be more. And it's frustrating for her because she's trying to run on like little information when she needs a lot more of it. And if you get into the series, you'll figure out like they'll tell you like, oh, there's just things going wrong where you aren't able to like understand everything right away, which is interesting. It's a pretty good pacing within the book where you kind of get frustrated with the characters, like just tell the character more information, but there's not enough time to do so because there's this just crunch to get this library back up and running and getting it like off life support and just having it thrive again, because nothing ever just stays the same. But I really enjoyed the character interaction with this book. There's just some just funny things that come up, and it's something that I would totally recommend to anyone that wants, I would say, like a beware of chicken level of conflict and fighting, and maybe a little less like fighting to where it's like more cozy, more like just daily work type stuff. That's something that I would kind of parallel recommend, or like for an example to this book. Yeah, I just really enjoyed the whole, like, hey, daily life, gotta keep working, to, oh, now we gotta go fight this thing, or get to the book, we have to fight this thing. And it was just really cool with the information. It's a lot of information as you're going on, and it's, like I said, a constant state of like letting you know what's going on in the book and who you're, dealing with, and what all the challenges Quinn has to deal with, and the things that you kind of get giddy about when you figure out like, oh, she can do this now, or she can do that now, or like the library interacts with this way, that way. It's just really cool and interesting book. Things that I would say I didn't like, but more would say like, this is probably something not for some book for not for somebody, is like if you like constant combat. If you don't like more information or management of information, I guess that could be, boring to some people. I found it, really enjoying. This is just, again, probably a book that was just really just speaking to me, because as I grew up, I loved being in libraries. And even if I wasn't like reading a book at that time, just the safety and security of a library was something that I enjoyed growing up, and is kind of just like reflects throughout this this first book. So yeah, I can't wait until the next one comes out. I'm just like, come on, Arthur, another one. I need another hit. But yeah, I'd rather, I think she's I saw on Facebook that when I mentioned this, when I finished it, something in October maybe, don't quote me on that, but I'm just like, it's not soon enough. So I really enjoyed this series. Again, like I said, it's kind of beware chicken level of daily work, not too much intense stuff, to where there's situations that come up that just need like an answer, and like of like fighting and throwing magic and learning all this, what she's learned, and now she has to put into practice. So yeah, just really cool series. Would highly recommend it. There was a couple authors as I was like getting ready to day of launch, was I think Honore and the author of Dungeon Crawler Carl were like, this is like a book that you want to get into. And I was just like, oh, I love those two authors, so let's just even pushing me more over to get into the book series. And so after like listening to it and kind of gobbling it up at a pace where I'm like, okay, I don't want to just like engorge the whole thing, or like I don't want to like drag it out too long. I was just getting a good pace of what I wanted to consume. So yeah, if you have listened to all this so far, you know that this is a book that I would recommend. And to those that, like Beware Chicken, this is one I would just be like, yes, this is something, you should dive into. Again, I'll leave a link to the audiobook in Audible at the description of this video, and you can check it more out there. Hopefully I persuaded you to really like find out and dive into this series, or hopefully like if this isn't something for you, I saved you some time, because again, not every book is for everybody. So I wanted to make sure that I gave you a good kind of hopefully non-biased, no, it was pretty biased, opinion of what I thought about Overdue. But yeah, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get back to listening to some audiobooks. Let me know in the comments what you're listening to right now. I just finished this, like I said, the day of recording this video, and then I just ran right into Primal Hunter audiobook 9, and I'm really excited about it, and it's pretty funny already. And you know, the whole like fighting, for those that love the fighting and the intense combat and the constant training to fight something else, the Primal Hunter series is right up your alley. But yeah, so without further ado, I will let you guys go and get back to what you're doing. All right, see you guys later. Toodles!